Hi, Analisa Six here with the Lady of Leisure and the Sober Curator to bring you the October 2024 horoscope for the zodiac sign of Libra for sun and rising placements. Libra, it's your season. Happy birthday to all of my all of my October Libras. There's a lot of you. I just got back from celebrating one of your birthdays. I've got so many Libras in my life. You're all great people. You all do great things. It's overwhelming how many amazing Libras there are in the world. You're all great people. I'm happy that I get to share my life with so many great Libras. So Libra season for the horoscope hits in what is called the first house of your birth chart. And or of your horoscope chart, I should say, not your birth chart. So we have the sun, starting out October in the first house every single October. We're in Libra season. And so this highlights your identity and your relationship to self. So being selfish in a positive way, self-oriented, autonomous, independent, all those things are very promoted for you starting out the month. We also have Mercury in the cardinal air sign of Libra. And so this is a really positive time to reflect on your relationship to yourself, how you perceive yourself, how you communicate about yourself, how you direct your willpower in your life, your relationship to independence and autonomy. All of that stuff is highlighted for you with Mercury passing through the first house. The other signatures that we have happening for the beginning of the month is Venus is still in Scorpio and she's passing through your area of finances. And when she passes through the second house, she brings up issues around self-worth, how we value ourselves financially, but also more than that, just kind of how we see ourselves worthy of things in the world. She also brings more money and more abundance into our life when she's passing through here. So this is also a really auspicious transit. And then our relationship to material stability and how we feel stable. In Scorpio's, her detriment. She rules Taurus and Taurus is the opposite. So it's a little bit of this integration thing happening where we have to recognize that nothing stays forever. Everything is in a constant state of change and flux. So how do we find stability and comfort in change? That can be a theme with Venus passing through the second house in the sign of Scorpio. Mars is going to be in Cancer for all of October. This is making a square to you. And so this can be tense. And squares in astrology are considered hard aspects. So the cardinal signs all square each other. So, Capricorn and Cancer both make a square to Libra, and then Aries is your opposite. So that's what makes the cardinal cross. With Cancer squaring you, or I'm sorry, with Mars and Cancer squaring you, your Libra energy, there's definitely some tension that you're feeling. And the area that Mars is transiting that's bringing up that tension is the area that rules your career and your public image, or how you put yourself out there into the world. So Mars passing through the house of career does bring up tension and does bring up challenges when it comes to your work life. And it's trying to push you to growing to kind of some new areas of self, because it's hitting that first house of self. But it's through challenges. It's not comfortable. We can feel vulnerable, emotionally reactive with Mars and Cancer. And one of the things to make note of is that Mars is going to be in Cancer until the beginning of November. Then it's going to enter Leo. And then it's going to station retrograde in Leo and go back into Cancer. And it's going to do this dance between Leo and Cancer into the next year. So you're going to have your career area and your social area where Leo's sitting in the horoscope chart influenced by Mars. So your career and social life stuff, your group associations, your networking, your public life, all of that's going to be kind of going through this hard Mars challenge for the next while, like into spring of next year. And instead of feeling bogged down by that or stressed out about it, the way that you need to see it is that the challenges that arise are forcing you into this next chapter of growth. So if you've been feeling like things were kind of stagnant, you weren't really sure what direction your life was taking, maybe some of the things that you've really poured your heart and soul into, you've been kind of like, where is this going? Mars, the challenges and the dust that it's here to kick up is here to push you into some next chapter that's going to get you out of this stagnant energy that maybe you've been feeling like you've been in for a while. Mars, while it brings challenges, it also brings action. So that's something that you want to think about. There's action oriented energy that's forcing you into some new territory. So you can either resist it and try to fight it, or you can go, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for the fight, and I'm gonna get what I want out of this. Because Mars also has to do with our willpower. Fighting for and going after what we want is really Martian. All right, so starting out October, we're going to have a solar eclipse in your sign at 10 degrees Libra, and this is happening in the house that rules your identity. So solar eclipses happen during new moons. This is an opportunity for you to have a completely new breakthrough of self and feeling like a new self wants to take form. You might not see that new self for months, but the breakthrough of energy of like, I'm ready for a new self to kind of emerge is happening as of October 2nd. After that, Jupiter is going to station retrograde around the 10th at 29 degrees of Gemini. Jupiter has already been in Gemini most of the year, but we have Jupiter retrograde now in the ninth house, which is the house that represents long distance travel, higher education and learning, the law, and also publishing. So with Jupiter retrograde here, any of those themes that have kind of been coming up, there's going to be a reflect, review, reassess period up through February. So anything around that you've been contemplating or working on, there might feel like there's a little bit of a backwards movement or kind of like things get, stalemated a little bit, but it's there to kind of help you work through any extra kinks around it that you may need to have sorted out. Jupiter in the ninth house is really auspicious for expanding and growing into new territory. So that's also a really positive thing. But when it's retrograde, it can slow that process down, which is sometimes good because Jupiter can be a little too aggressive in its pursuit to grow. Like, I want it all now. After that, Pluto's going to station direct at 29 degrees on the 12th. Of Capricorn, and this is happening in your home and family life. And so anything that's been kind of in another reflect, review, reassess period since it looks like, I think, July 2nd, no, longer than that, since May 2nd, right? Yeah, since May 2nd, you're kind of in a period of now moving forward on some things, and this has to do with your home and family life. And then Pluto is going to be moving into your house of creativity and self-expression at the end of November. If you want a bigger breakdown on the outer planets and more of the transits happening, you can watch the October astrology forecast at the top of this playlist. I don't get super into the outer planets in these videos. After Pluto stations direct, the next big shift of energy that we're going to have is Mercury leaving your sign of Libra and entering Scorpio. This is happening around the 14th, and this has to do with your house, your second house that has to do with money again. So Mercury, again, the planet of communication, travel, technology, when it enters the second house, we're here to really figure out our finances. Do we need financial advisement? Do we need more of a plan? Do we need to figure out kind of what we're doing when it comes to material stability and kind of what we're, what we have to work with in that way? Like, how do we organize it all? That's a big theme for the rest of October with Mercury passing through your second house. After Mercury enters Scorpio on October 17th, we're going to have a full moon at 24 degrees Aries. Now, reminder, full moons are a time for manifestation, but they're also really important when it comes to releasing and letting go of energy, and it pushes us away from something that's no longer serving us. This is happening in your area of relationships, specifically partnerships. So you'll be reflecting a lot on who you are, what your identity is in a relationship, and whether or not a relationship dynamic is serving you. This is any kind of partnership. So it could be a business partnership, a work relationship, a romantic relationship, or even a best friendship. Somebody in your life or something, regarding a relationship is changing in some way around the 17th. And whatever energy you're over, it's not serving you, you're going to be kind of ready to let go of and move into that next phase. After that, on the 18th, we're going to have Venus entering the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius. So it's going to be leaving your second house, and now Venus is moving into your third house of communication. Now, this is really poignant timing for the full moon, because the full moon is really about you redefining kind of who you are in relationships and in relation to others. And then Venus, your planet, your ruling planet of relationships, is moving into an area for you that has to do with communication and also our perspectives and how we perceive information. And in Sagittarius, Venus is a lot more freedom seeking and wanderlust oriented. She's not necessarily looking for stability here, she's looking for freedom. So you might be wanting more freedom in how you communicate, more freedom in relationship dynamics, more freedom in your perception of self in a relationship dynamic. And you might be communicating those things differently than how you were before. After Venus enters Sagittarius, we are going to enter Scorpio season on the 22nd, and the sun will be moving from your first house into your second house of money. So again, money is a big theme for you in October, and your relationship to money, how you're managing your money. It's also a good time to call in more money. Communication gets a big theme, and your career and your work life. All right, I'm going to end these horoscopes with a tarot card from the new Rockstar Tarot deck by Mary DeLorenzo Woods that just came out last month that is turning into one of my favorites. This is going to be your card. The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a Scorpio card, and it has a lot to do with us feeling nostalgic about our past and working through anything from the past that we are still maybe kind of feeling residual trauma or pain or even joy or happiness. October is a time where we can really connect with our inner child in playful and fun ways. And the Six of Cups usually encourages us to do that. We have the Beach Boys here. It's pretty cute. So whatever you can do to kind of connect to your past in a positive way, your inner child in a positive way, is really encouraged, while also acknowledging if there's any pain points that need healing or your attention right now. My dog is being so cute right now. All right, Libra, I'm going to leave you there. If you liked this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. You can find me at theladyofleisure.com and thesobercurator.com, and I will see you all next month. Happy birthday.